Welcome to an introduction of Polaris Aero's VOCUS. VOCUS is a safety intelligence platform intended to change the way you weave safety into your organization. VOCUS is a safety intelligence platform that is intended to bring anything and everything safety into one place. This centralized safety system is also intended to be an environment where your team weaves safety into their daily tasking so that their comfort and engagement with the safety program is the best that it can be. All of these tools working together ensure that your organization never forgets a lesson learned. When we create our applications or integrate in other technologies, we follow the three-word recipe of simple, meaningful, and seamless. These aren't just buzzwords. It has to be simple because if it's not, your team will not use it, and if they don't use it, the system is useless. The system should be meaningful so that safety is helping them do their daily tasking and not just be a system to check the box at the end of the work shift. Lastly, the seamless part is how we do all this. We leverage technology to do the heavy lifting for your users versus many others who have simply created a digital version of the paper process. Safety is a team endeavor. Everyone in safety-sensitive roles needs to be an active participant, not just the safety team or safety manager. The bullets shown here reflect the keys to safety, and the VOCUS Safety Intelligence platform helps to facilitate this with everyone in your organization, from line personnel to safety managers to organizational leadership. Let's look at a high-level context of how these pieces work together to ensure your organization never forgets a lesson learned. This scenario explains this in a typical example you can likely relate to. Let's say that on a given day, one of your pilots lands a plane long and has a near runway excursion. In our VOCUS platform, the way this gets handled is the pilot opens the VOCUS mobile app and reports the safety problem to the cloud. VOCUS SMS then notifies the safety manager that there's a report to investigate. If you have the GE VOCUS system integrated, when the QAR data is offloaded from the airplane, it's uploaded into the GE cloud, and VOCUS SMS will automatically pull that data into the system as well, and notify the gatekeeper that there's a focal report to review. At this point, your safety team can read the safety reports in whatever fashion they want to. But as you know from safety, this is simply the what happened. In this example, a long landing near runway excursion. The real key to safety is being able to determine why it happened. And the VOCUS SMS platform takes you through a diligent workflow to really explore the internal factors that could have been at play, as well as the external factors that could have been at play. And when you do a full root cause analysis on each problem that's reported, the goal is to come out with the common hazards that your organization is dealing with. Let's say in this scenario, after doing the investigation and root cause analysis, we uncovered 5 problems. The pilot had elevated fatigue, the pilot had not been to the airport before, there was a procedural nonconformance, and it was a low illumination time of day at landing at a mountainous terrain airport. When you look at this chart with your safety hat on, what you see on the right is the Swiss cheese model. These 5 holes aligned, and as a result, the event on the left occurred. The key to safety is to look for this Swiss cheese model on future flights and take appropriate precautions to avoid having the same outcome. The way you do this is with risk controls. What most flight departments do with risk controls is modify their ops manual and go about informing their crews however they do that. The problem is, over time, your ops manual becomes a voluminous document, and as a management team, you have 3 challenges. Number 1, did everyone read the new manual? Number 2, does everyone understand what their role is and whatever changed? And number 3, if and when the situation should occur in the future, will they remember what the ops manual says to do about it? Science has already shown us that if you don't use it, you lose it. If you're trained in something and you don't encounter that something for some period of time, your ability to remember how to cope with that is going to be compromised. That's just reality. We're human. Polaris thinks that technology can close this gap and help with the problem. This is where flight risk comes in. Right before each flight, flight risk is going to inform the crews about the necessary information of the hazards on this flight and what to do about it. Flight risk does this by scouring all the information before the flight, looking for hazards, and then informing the crews appropriately. In this scenario, we would likely build a rule that looks for future flights hazards of high fatigue, a pilot that hasn't been to that airport in at least 12 months, a low illumination time of day at landing at a mountainous terrain airport. And if these conditions exist on future flights, we'll put up an advisory that says, stop what you're doing, you need to contact the chief pilot. And this is the rule that shows up inside flight risk on all future flights where those same conditions exist. So to conclude this overview, Polaris Aero believes that safety needs to be done differently, and by using technology and making it work for us, we can go beyond compliance and transform our culture. We thank you for your interest in VOCUS platform and look forward to arranging a demonstration at your earliest convenience.